Hello guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Today we're making bread. So I'll be teaching you an easy step to a homemade bread. So as you can see here, I have some of my ingredients. Where am I going to start with? Okay, I have 2 large eggs. I have 6 cups of all-purpose flour. I'll be using all-purpose flour for this recipe. Actually, if you can lay your hands on bread flour, it works pretty well. I have 1 cup of warm milk, not hot, warm. I have 1 cup of granulated sugar. I have an additional ½ cup of all-purpose flour for dusting, and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'll be using 2 tablespoons of instant yeast. You can actually use dry active yeast if you can't find this in the market. I have some raisins over here, and then my melted butter. So lastly, because we'd like this bread to stay longer over the shelf, I'll be using my distilled vinegar for this. And I think I didn't mention that I have 1 cup of hot water over here. My milk actually spilled into this. So here, we're going to start today. We're going to start by proofing the yeast. Alright, so in my mixing bowl I have my 2 tablespoons of yeast. I like to use a large bowl so I can mix everything, and then it has a lid. So I'll be adding my water. It's warm, not hot. So if you use hot water, it's going to kill the yeast. So I'm going to be adding 1 tablespoon of my sugar, and then I'll combine everything together. So I'm going to cover it up, set it aside for 5 minutes, and I'll be back. So while that is proofing, I'm going to add my salt to this, my dry ingredients, and then I add my sugar, and I whisk. Going to be whisked. Alright guys, so after 5 minutes or 5 minutes or thereabout, you should find something like this. This shows you that the yeast is quite active. So I don't know if you can see the bubbles on it. Alright, so next we would mix everything all up together. So I'm going to do this. Okay, so I'll add in my eggs. Add in my warm milk. And add in my melted butter. And lastly, my vinegar. Oops. So I'm going to use my spatula this time because the whisk isn't going to carry a lot. So, okay. Okay, so it's actually safer for me to use my hands to be sure that I'm mixing the right way. So this. We're going to mix. So I'm going to sprinkle some flour onto my surface, just a little at a time, from the half cup we set aside. And then I'll knead this gradually until it becomes less sticky. You have to knead for 5 minutes lest I forget. So you want to be sure that everything is well combined, and then you want to end up with a nicely soft dough or result. Okay, so the dough is soft, stretchy, good to go. So the next thing I do is to lightly oil my bowl. So I use a drip bottle to drip in some vegetable oil, or if you prefer olive oil. So, and then I use my brush up some oil, add in my dough. I'm going to be shaping my dough. So I'm going to shape. So I'll place it in the middle of my bowl, and then drizzle some vegetable oil, and then use my brush to apply generously to all the sides of my dough. This also will prevent the dough from sticking to the sides of the bowl when it eventually rises. Okay, so at this time I'm going to cover. You can see it's a transparent lid, so I can see the progress. And I'm going to place this. I usually place in my oven, so the oven is usually not on, so I'm going to place this in my oven, or I can just keep it here and use a clean towel, to cover. Just put it in a dark place that is not cold, just a dark place that is a little bit warm or hot. Can actually help the yeast to proof. Okay, it's 1 hour and back to, as you can see, glossy. So what I need to do is to give it a big punch, and then flour my surface. Transfer this to my work. You see how easy it is. So we just need to remove excess air that has been trapped in Just few, maybe like 20 to 30 seconds. And so what I usually do is to divide my dough. This recipe can make 4 loaves. So and then I divide this into 2 also. Divide this into 2. So it's time for me to shape my dough. So I'm trying to take off excess flour. I already have my prepared cake tin. I did a brush with, I brushed with butter, and then I lightly floured it. So I'm going to do this to the other. You can actually use a scale if you want to have equal parts. So I'm going to cover and let it rise. Cover this. I'll do this again. It's quite sunny, so I'm happier when the weather is a bit warm. It helps. And then put my raisins in it. And fold. I'm tucking it, and I can put it back into my pan. I'll do the same for this one. I'm tucking, fold. Make sure I'm locking in the raisin, the dough rather, yeah. So to egg wash, what I need to do is to then I'll add some water to the egg, and then I'll whisk. And then using my brush, I'll soak deep into the egg mixture and then brush the surface. This is just to give it a shiny look, a glossy look, and also a golden brown finish. I'll soak. Okay, so I'm going to cover these and let them rise for about an hour, and then I'll bake for 45 minutes on medium heat. Okay guys, so this is what the finished product look like. It's really soft. I'd like you to give it a trial. Subscribe. Love you guys. Bye.